Professor Matt Manweller. He is here to share his thoughts in the It's Just My Opinion segment. Matt?
Thanks, Skip. Well, since the election a few weeks ago, I've been trying to gain an understanding of Washington State's conflicted voters. As a group of people, it seems we're not sure what we want out of government, and we send very conflicting messages to our state representatives. Let's look at how we voted in November. On one level, the voters sent a very conservative message. We rejected every tax increase. We rejected every spending increase. We made it harder to raise taxes in the future, and we gave an emphatic no to the state income tax. On the other hand, we returned to Congress and the state legislature very liberal members. Patty Murray won the only statewide race very easily. In other states, Republicans made huge inroads into the state legislature. In Washington, however, the GOP picked up just a handful of seats and barely won those. Here's a look at the numbers in some of our most liberal counties. On the ballot were three measures. I-1098 imposed an income tax. I-1053 required a two-thirds majority to raise taxes, and I-1107 repealed taxes on some food products. You would think that the same people who voted for Patty, never met a tax increase, I wouldn't support Murray, would have also voted against these measures. But that's not what happened. In Kitsap County, voters rejected the income tax by 65%. They supported Tim Eyman's initiative by 65%, and they repealed the food taxes by 63%. At the same time, they returned a mostly Democratic delegation to the State House and voted for them by about 57%. They also voted for Patty Murray over Dino Rossi by 52 to 48%. Even the incredibly liberal King County voted against the income tax by 54%. They even supported Eyman's initiative by 53%. But they also supported Murray with 65% of the vote. Can anyone offer some insight into what these voters were thinking? Who votes against an income tax but for Patty Murray? The trend continues across most of the liberal counties in Washington. Jefferson and Whatcom counties, the most liberal counties after King County, supported all three tax cut measures, but turned around and supported mostly Democratic members of the state legislature and supported Murray with healthy majorities. Now, to be fair, the only conflicted voters were our liberal voters out in western Washington. If you look at all the legislative districts in eastern Washington, they voted in an intellectually consistent manner against tax increases, for Dino Rossi, and for Republican legislative candidates. You may agree or disagree with whether conservative voters were pursuing good policy, but at least the conservative voters knew what they were voting for. But with the votes like the ones we saw in western Washington, it's no wonder that some of our elected officials either don't know what we want or try their best to give us our cake and let us eat it too. Here are a few hypotheses as to why western Washington votes the way it does. If they are the, quote, fiscal conservative, socially liberal voters we hear so much about, maybe they vote for conservatives on tax increases and initiatives, but vote for Democrats because they want to support gay marriage and abortion. Without specific exit polling, it's hard to tell. Or maybe it goes back to something ex-GOP Chairman Chris Vance once told me. They like our ideas, they just don't like us. That statement implies a branding problem. The argument is that the people are more conservative on the inside than they are on the outside. They support balanced budgets, low taxes, free markets, minimal bureaucracy, but they do not like the image of the GOP. If that is true, then the Republican Party has a PR problem more than a policy problem. It means they are right on the issues and wrong on the messengers. One thing is clear in King County. They will vote for a Tim Eyman initiative, but they won't vote for Tim Eyman. At the same time, they'll vote for Patty Murray, but reject all of her ideas. Maybe the best answer is the simplest answer. Our liberal voters on the west side want government programs. They just want other people to pay for them. In that case, you vote for the Democratic candidate that offers all the government goodies, but you vote for the conservative initiatives to avoid paying for them. I'm Matt Manweller. That's just my opinion, and have a happy holidays.